see. How shall I put this?
Well, just put it.
He took it out.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rogue Record Music. I'm your host, Rob, and it's Monday, May 27th as I'm looking at the clock. I'm actually homesick from work, so hopefully I don't look horrible, but I got 2 notifications that I had packages in the mail, and I was hoping there was going to be a third. That one comes out on the 4th, so I may kind of put these all together here and do an unboxing of stuff that has come out. One is a reissue for the first time ever on vinyl. It was originally out on CD. And then one is new music. I got it on vinyl and CD. And then the next one is going to be a new album. Its release day is May 5th, I believe. So we'll see as the week comes here if it arrives on time or not, if this is a 2 unboxing video. So let's do the, I'd call it a reissue. I was real excited. I'll say Deco Entertainment produced this first one. I've done or received, I haven't filmed yet, but I've received a few from Deco Entertainment. I think I've actually bought 5 or 6 from Deco Entertainment. They've been kind of mining through some artist catalog, re-releasing stuff, or getting things pressed on vinyl for the first time. So they've already done one album by this band already, and I bought it. I missed out on the colored vinyl for that one. I didn't get the signed flat for this album. I thought about it, but I want to say I don't think it came with a shirt. It was a little bit more than what I was wanting. I was wanting more just the losing my track of words as I'm holding scissors up here. I was wanting just more the special colored vinyl. Let's get this open. Oh, that looks so cool. So cool. Set that up there. Hopefully it does not fall, or I'll catch that on video and you'll see me freak out. So save 10%. I'll kind of hold this up. 10% on the next order from Music in Motion from Deco Entertainment. So there's something else from them that I would like to pick up, so that'll help out with that. So originally released in 1996, it is Warrant's Belly to Belly. Finally on vinyl. So last year they did Ultraphobic. And then this year they have got a hold of the rights to do Belly to Belly. So it's the 30th anniversary of this album, too, if you can believe that. This is... I thought this was the last album to feature Jani Lane. No, it's not. There's a latest and greatest album that had come out, and there even might have been one more, but a last full studio album, I believe. This was an album I always really liked. Make sure I save the hype sticker here. In the world that was 1996, when grunge was taking over the airwaves, yes, you could listen to this and Ultraphobic and go, that's Warrant, trying to dip their toes into grunge. I just think this was this and Ultraphobic was Jani really branching out and going, the record label was not wanting another cherry pie. They weren't wanting anything. This was them on their own. And even though there might be some grunge-esque influences on this and Ultraphobic, I think, are a real personal statement. It has a printed inner sleeve too, which I don't remember if they said that there was going to be a printed inner sleeve with this. What a beautiful release. Oh, that's sharp. Very cool as that hits the ground. So there is my splatter. That's really cool, and it fits the aesthetic. Let's pick up the inner sleeve that you just dropped, Rob. So it does fit the aesthetic of the album. Just what a great release. And, yes, there were no songs released off this album to the radio. There might have been, now that I'm thinking about it. I think AYM might have got released to radio, and maybe Feels Good. But great tunes. This is a really good album. But Letter to a Friend is a standout track. In the End, There's Nothing, Feels Good, AYM, Indian Giver. Solid is a fantastic song. Yeah, really good. I would love them to see Deco do the Warrant Live 96 album, which was the tour for this album, and they played some songs from Ultraphobic, and this album obviously is heavily on that album along with some Warrant classics. But the lineup on this album would be, we have Rick Steer on guitar, Jerry Dixon, Eric Turner, Janie Lane, and Bobby Borg taking over for James Kotak on drums. So, Warrant, Belly to Belly. I never thought I was going to have this on vinyl. Love the CD, and I can't wait to spin this guy. All right, the last one, at least for today, being Monday, and we'll see if the other one arrives earlier or a little bit earlier than planned. It'll be nice to be able to get the album. It says I'll get it one day before release day. It'd be cool to get it a full couple days before the album release, but we'll see. This album is the second for the band, and it's what you would call a supergroup, and they are all supergroups in and of themselves. Wow, this is packaged really well. So I got the CD and vinyl in this one. So it's like a 2-compartment. It's really well made shipper for this guy. So the CD is in its own little mailer, and then so let's do the vinyl first. Oh, that looks so good. The second album for this band, Generation Radio. And it is Tom Yankton. The same lineup goes from left to right. So we've got Tom Yankton. Tom Yankton is a session player from Nashville, has played on all of these guys' albums. The two primary, maybe even three now if you can recognize them. Jason Scheff, next to Tom Yankton from Chicago. Jay DeMarcus from Rascal Flatts. Chris Rodriguez is next, right over here. He's played on a bunch of the bands that I just mentioned. He's actually played on a Megadeth album too. And then taking over for Dean Castronovo is Steve Ferroni from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and many, many others. So you can see the song titles up there. Some that might stick out to you, they did a few covers of theirs on this album. So at track 3, we have These Days from Rascal Flatts. Moving on to side B, we have Here I Go Again from Whitesnake. Now, I don't believe any of them played on a Whitesnake album, but I think it was a song that they just wanted to have in their catalog from their first album when they were out promoting that. You're the Inspiration from Chicago, which strangely enough is not a Jason Scheff era Chicago song. It is a Peter Cetera era, but they've been playing that, and Jason obviously sang that all through his years in Chicago. I'm All Right from Kenny Loggins, which Chris Rodriguez, right here, I'm always backwards in this. Chris Rodriguez played in Kenny Loggins' band for a while, so they did that. And I believe that's it as far as the covers go. So that would be These Days, Here I Go Again. Oh, You're the Inspiration. Yeah, I think I did say that. And then I'm All Right. My mind's all over the place. Very, very cool. Would have been cool. There's a hype sticker. So they call this Take 2. Now, from what I've seen far as the musicians on this album, Dean Castronovo is actually on a handful of tracks. So I think they had recorded a batch of songs from the first album, and maybe the cover tunes were ones that they were going to put on the first album, but they decided to write more music. So I'm wondering why they decided to do the cover tunes on this album and not the first. But and there's a video from the band going through a track by track, so maybe I'll watch that and I'll get a little more information, and I can say, oh, it's because of blah, blah, blah. I don't know if this is a gatefold. Yes, it is a gatefold. Very cool. Got to see these guys in Columbus, Ohio. Wow, very cool. Can't wait to go through this. No polylined sleeve or anything like that. Standard black vinyl. Side B. Side A. And I love getting stuff that's packaged really well. I don't know, it kind of makes your day as a collector to go, this is how you do it. So this is obviously the little package is the CD. And all right, so this comes with a DVD, and I was wondering what was on there. The music video for Montana Skies, what has already been released as a single, and the melody is song number 2. So I believe these are performance pieces that they end up doing. We'll get this guy out of package. Now, to my knowledge, there is one other song that's on the Japanese version of this, which I really would like to try and track down. So here's a CD version of this. Which way does it turn? Can Rob figure this out? This is not your first CD. Sometimes they hinge to the left, or they hinge to the right. Talk amongst yourself. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss. Wow, Rob, how do you... There we go. So that was really snapped in there. And there is the DVD. So that was in there really well. Take a look at the booklet here, because there was no other inner sleeve. It was just a clear sleeve. Very cool. So wanting to see Dean's name. And Rob does not have his glasses on, but I believe Dean Casanova, from what the website says, and it lists the tracks that Dean is on. Maybe as I'm editing, I will put that up here. So those are the two, would be Warrant 96 and Generation Radio's latest album, Take 2. I have one more that's coming, so it'd be great for it to arrive, and I'll just kind of let it set here, and then when it arrives, maybe I'll do all of them together. So that should be here May the 4th. May the 4th be with us that I get a third one. So right now, I'm going to go back to the couch. Hopefully I don't look horrible here. And I'm going to go eat some chicken and watch some Generation Radio. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully there'll be another one right after this in 3, 2, road.
But wait, there's more. It came early. I was hoping it would. I'm only saying the date because this guy... comes out May 1st, and today is April 29th, so got it a few days early. This is really cool. This was I say everything's the big one here. That's what she said. As far as, you know, importance and all that type of stuff. But I've been really, that's so cool, really anticipating this release. So I believe this is their 17th studio album. I do have a signed... It is Sevendust 1. Very cool. And it is from Napalm Records. It is marbled vinyl, and I will get that out really quick. But it does come with a signed flat. That is really cool. I'll get that framed up. Very, very cool. Very cool. And this is where we will cut for Rob opening the cellophane and all of that wonderful stuff. I would imagine most Sevendust fans that have pre-ordered this are getting it now. So the album is not in its jacket. It was kind of in the middle here. There's a shot of the inside. I don't think there's any light. Oh, there appears to be liner notes. Really cool. I think I'm going to end up getting the CD as well. So Rob will definitely need his glasses to read all of the lyrics. Would have been cool to break this up on, having the Sevendust logos cool and all, but would have been cool to break up the lyrics between the two halves. And I was of two minds what version of the album to get, as far as, splattered, or there was a half and half version, an all red version. So I kind of went with the marbled version, which is almost all red. I think the all red was not clear. This is the only one that was clear. So this is going on the turntable right away. And especially, getting it a couple days before it's released officially. It's not even on streaming yet because it's not technically out till May 1st. So very cool. Sevendust 1. There was talk that this could have been their last album, but sounds like the band has kind of rethought that and is continuing to move forward. Sevendust 1. So that was taking a look at, we've got Warrant over here, 96. Generation Radio from the other day. And then Sevendust 1. So a quick unboxing for you, which kind of happened all in one shot, but for me it was a couple days, so not too bad. Get the album a day or a couple days early. Fan-friggin-tastic. The unboxing video that just keeps giving and giving. So I had totally forgotten that today was Friday. As I was editing the video, I had rendered it, and I thought, oh, that's right. I was going to go to 22 Market and pick up my Raffle prize drawing that I had entered on Record Store Day. So the last couple weeks have been hard trying to get back up to Tiffin. That's a little bit farther for me. It's about 40 miles, give or take. Not important. That's not why we're here. But one of the other things that I was wanting to pick up was, after talking to the owner the following week, I had asked, there was one other thing on Record Store Day. I didn't see it in the commotion. Do you still have it? He said, no, I didn't actually order it for whatever reason. He said, on Monday I can put in orders for things that are leftovers for Record Store Day, or things that were damaged or that he ordered it didn't get, and he said I can put in for it, and I'll see if I get it, fingers crossed, no guarantees. So a week had gone by, hadn't heard anything. So this following week he said, yep, it came in. So I was just looking for the opportunity where I had the day off to be able to go to the record store. And he even talked about potentially just meeting me in the city where I live. And I said, well, one of the other reasons I want to come to the shop is it'd be nice to kind of just do some shopping, maybe without, 200 other people in the record store on Record Store Day, to have, browse at my leisure. So I'll show you the things that I picked up, and we'll get into the last two things. We'll go smallest in CD size and work our way up to the Raffle winning that I have here. So you can see their album right over here from Record Store Day. That is Collective Soul's new album, Touch and Go. And I started going down a rabbit hole of, Collective Soul stuff. And, I normally keep any CD, album, cassette that I own. I don't get rid of, I don't trade. And for whatever reason, there were some that I got rid of at a time, or maybe the ex-wife got a hold of some of them. I don't know, but I was missing some of this band's catalog in my collection. I think maybe at one point I pared some stuff down, which was kind of dumb and silly. So I picked up, I can't believe I didn't have this. I know I had bought it when it originally came out and I had gotten rid of it, but it's Collective Soul's self-titled album. And this is what they refer to as their official first album, since the one Shine was on there. Like, it's basically just a demo CD that just sold multi, platinum status. But this is the World I Know, December, Jill, Where the River Flows, She Gathers Rain. It's a fantastic album. There's the 22 market there. Paid $3 for it. So Lord knows I paid more for that the day that it was released. I remember getting it on release day, and I like that it's still in the yellow case. I remember having the yellow case, and surprised that it's not cracked and broken. So somebody like me must have kept really good care of it. And then the other one that I had that, again, I don't know what possessed me to get rid of it, was Dosage. About said Disillusion. Dosage. And again, paid $3 for that at 22 market there. Heavies on this. Tremble for My Beloved, Needs, Slow, Danny Life, Run. Oh my gosh. Crown. Just another really great album by Collective Soul. And one that I just, for whatever reason, I got rid of. Just dumb on my part. And then I'll jump to LP. So I've been a fan of this band. I saw them live twice, and I didn't just pick it up for the cover. I'd wanted kind of the uncensored version of the cover just because I didn't want the cropped cover. And I had it on cassette at one point, and I don't know whatever happened to that. There was some cassettes that I lost in a move. This is about all I have left. I'm not even sure I have it on CD. Do I have it on CD? No, I'm missing it on CD too. I know there were some CDs that I pared down. But Great White's Hook. I'll do it really quick so we don't get flagged on YouTube there real quick. So, yes, it's the uncensored version with the girl coming out of the water. It was normally released like this, I think, but there's obviously more of her there. So I'm gonna cover it up there. So it's got a tear up here. You can see I paid $20 for it. There was another album that I almost got, but this has kind of been on my radar. Just going back through some of the albums that I liked in high school and after high school that I kind of wanted to get. Call It Rock and Roll comes off that one. There's a bunch of other songs that I really liked, and it was a favorite of mine. I saw it, so I was roughly wanting to spend about $40. There was a Rush album, Vapor Trails, that the owner had heard me talk about, and I said, hey, he had a copy of the kind of remastered, re-edited version of it. And I almost bought it, but I was kind of wanting to pick up a few more things, so I want to go back and pick that up. So, and now for the last two things, these are, one's technically only Record Store Day, and then the other is the prize that I won. And the last thing on my list for Record Store Day that I didn't get that I wanted was Bruce Kulick's Transformer. I now have it on CD, and their price is $19.99. I know a lot of people have probably seen this, and I'm going to pause the video, hopefully right here, if I can get this out of cellophane so we're not wasting more time me opening more stuff. So we got it out of the cellophane. Comes again with a nice little obi strip, which I appreciate that if I had a protective sleeve to put it around. So I'll probably have to try and put this inside of the CD. Very much replicates what the album is. I think I said Culture Clash. I couldn't remember what the name of the record company is. It's Culture Factory. And like I said before, on the Record Store Day release, they did all of the Eric Carr issues for Record Store Day and Black Friday Record Store Day. And this is made to look like an album. There's the, very much like the insert for this vinyl itself. And it's on a blue CD, which is really kind of cool. And it's made to look like the album. So this is newly remastered. And like I said before in the last video, that I got to be there when the original album was released in the Indiana Kiss Expo. So that was a lot of fun. So I put my little Obi strip in there. Hopefully it fits. I'll have to make it fit. So this was what was keeping me from getting to the record store to pick up my prizes. I didn't want to make 2 trips. So once this came in, I could have gone, the following Wednesday after record store day and picked up my prize, but I was waiting to see if this was going to come in. So this actually completes everything that I wanted for record store day. And that's a very, very happy camper. So now on to my raffle winning from the record store. So I knew that they were having raffles going on. Of course, like I said, we were all filling out slips. They gave all of us that were outside 2 slips. I don't know if everybody else that came in after the fact got 2, but I know that he passed out 2 to everyone. And then Sunday after record store day, the following day, he called and says, "Hey, you won this." And I was like I said in one of our previous videos, I'm never first in line and I never seem to win anything. So being at the record store, this album came out 3 years ago, and I saw that they had at least 2 or 3 other copies. And I'm not saying they're like, "Hey, we've been sitting on this for 3 years, so we're going to give this out as a prize." It's still cool to get, but I can kind of see like they aren't moving anymore since, now that this album is 3 years old. And I'm not trying to knock it. I will gladly take anything free. Free is one of my favorite 4-letter words. But I had thought that this was the brand new album or a brand new thing. Still, it's the newest release by this band. And like I said in my Instagram video, it's not that I'm not a fan. I have other recordings from members of this band on different things. I got Modern Drummer issues back here that their drummer is littered throughout. He's got cover stories, and I've read interviews by him. It's just really cool. But this wasn't a band that I ever went down the road. You're not going to find any CDs back here or any vinyl. I had a roommate that was huge into them and was always telling me, as much as you love Dream Theater, these guys should be on your radar. I actually saw a side project called Pussifer by the lead singer of this band. I own A Perfect Circle with the lead singer of this band. Danny Carey is in Modern Drummer magazines that I have back here all over the place. It is Tool's Fear in Nocturnum, if I'm saying that correctly. I feel like I'm butchering it wrong. So this was my prize, and I'm very happy to have it. You can see what they were charging for it if you went to just go buy it. But the fact of winning this is really cool. And I kind of saw, I was kind of looking like, well, what is it that I actually won? Was it just the album? And knowing that it's the box set and hearing that it's 5 LPs and only one side on each one is playable and it's got some etching on it. Okay, watch, genius. Your mouth's going to move, but yeah, look, no audio. For whatever reason, I turned the camera on and I didn't check to see if my microphone was on. So I apologize that this is a bad Chinese dub lip sync, if I could say that right. But essentially, it's just me pulling this out, and I should probably have AI figure out what it is that I'm saying, but showing the album here, and basically, I'm just saying that I didn't even really realize what it was. If it was 5 actual LPs inside of a box, if it was a book, or if there was like an art book with it. I did end up, after I shot the footage, I did go back and look at some YouTube footage from other people reviewing it to see what it was. Once I realized it was a book that had the LPs in it, I turned the camera back on and thought, well, I had to do that. There's a picture of Danny Carey that I'm saying right there, and I'm trying to find Maynard, and I can't, because the book it's really heavy. And I don't remember if I said it in the first part of the video or not. I'm talking about the holes there, which is really kind of cool. But this thing was heavy enough that I sat it in the passenger seat of the car, and the seatbelt indicator was going off. But I'm kind of talking right here about the LPs being inside of the actual book and being part of the art book, which I thought was really kind of cool. I know other artists have done that, and I had even said here at some point that Tool really kind of, spares no expense when they do something. They do it to the nth degree as far as their stage show and even just their production. I know my roommate had some Tool albums that he was showing me. Some had glasses with them so you could see more of the artwork from the CD. So I'm pulling the album out here, with the first one. And I think I end up saying that each of the albums, if I remember right, only have 2 songs each. There might be third. And then there's an etching on the back. And one of the comments I'm making here, which again, I feel so stupid, making an audio track so you can hear the thing that I'm not saying, it's not moving in sync, is that it's interesting that they took this step to do the LPs this way, that one side is an unplayable side. So you can have, some more artwork, which is cool. But you would think as far as dollars and cents go, it would be better to do music on both sides. And then maybe the one oddball album be just the fifth side being, the etch side, but you get artwork all the way through is really kind of cool. So that's essentially it. I'm wrapping up the video right here. So I'm going to go back to the footage that I originally shot doing the ending and get a correct lip sync in with this. So I apologize that I fumbled that, but I'm sure I was saying something very interesting. But hands up, Rob, you're an idiot. So that is going to be it for my Record Store Day 2026 haul officially. I now have everything that I wanted on my list with the Bruce Kulick CD, and then winning the Tool LP box set is just, that was the icing on the cake. And if that's what gets me to go down the Tool rabbit hole, I've already listened to I already have a couple other, offshoots, and have seen, Maynard at least live in one setting. So as much as I'm a drummer myself, I should have probably been listening to Tool this whole entire time anyway. So if you're new to the channels, I can't talk here. It's just been a long day. Click the bell so you don't miss anything, and hit that subscribe button and join in the conversation. And let's talk about music and, what things have you been picking up? The month of April and then May 1st has just been, with April, me ordering stuff the end of last year. You can see the Sevendust that we just looked at a little bit ago. That was the first thing released in the month of May. Then all of the albums that I bought through Record Store Day and just leading up to it, it's been a wild month or two for picking up stuff and getting this channel back fully running again. So we'll see you guys on the next video, and we'll see you around.